That's a really good question. Over the last few months, worked with a lot of clients at Cydea that do feel like they're very much stuck in having to use spreadsheets to manage cyber risk. Spreadsheet is a very cost-effective solution for managing risk, and a lot of them worry about moving to an expensive GRC tool that they think will not only be beyond their budget to do something about, but also will be extremely time-consuming and expensive to operate once they have implemented it. So they're a little bit stuck with fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So Quant is definitely better than using a whole bunch of other methods like qualification. I think what Quant does is fundamentally allows you to compare apples and apples between cyber risks and other business priorities. And it's much easier when you can create some concrete financial basis of, I would expect that if this risk materializes, that you would expect to lose roughly this much money on an annualized basis. It's far better than this is a likely risk, or this is a red risk, or this is a high risk. It's very hard for non-cyber practitioners or even cyber people to align on exactly what does that actually mean. That's a great question. So I think, human beings are very poor at estimation. I think there also can be very varied in terms of subjective terms like likely or probable or possible. Your definition of likely might be quite different from my definition of likely. So, we've conducted a social experiment recently. We asked people to define what likely might look like, and we had a huge range from a 40% chance to an almost near certainty. And if my definition broadly varies from your definition, you might think that we're on the same page of something with an 80% chance of manifesting, but in my head actually that's a much lower chance, 40 or 50%, and therefore I'm not going to give you the resources that you need to treat this really important business risk. Now that's very simple. Boards and senior leadership teams in companies, their primary job is to make sure that they're allocating the resources of the business effectively to meet the goals of that business, which are, to create revenue and profits and shareholder value fundamentally. So for them to be able to compare apples and apples between, a proposal to spend money on growing revenue and a proposal to spend money on treating a cyber risk, which is effectively avoiding operational cost, if you can put both in terms of the return on investment in a broadly accurate rather than precise way, then you've got a better way for those people to make a decision on where they want to spend the money and how much risk they're willing to take. So it provides you with not only the means to do quantification, it provides you with wizards, suggestions and support to do that in a fast, efficient manner, and it provides you with a whole range of common quantified risk scenarios that are broadly applicable to a wide range of companies. They're also highly customizable, so if you want to run on hard mode and make your quantification very precise or specific to you, we've got those tools, as well as being able to give you a fast 80% view of the common risks that you would face in a quantified basis. Oh wow, so for any tool for risk management, whether it's a spreadsheet or a GRC platform or ours or somebody else's, it's very important that the people that are well placed to understand and do something about those risks own them. It's very easy for all of the risk management to fall on one poor security person, but if they don't have the authority, the appetite or the budget to treat those risks, they're not the right person to own them. So risk management is a team sport, but what you need to do is make it very easy for everybody across an organization to contribute, own risks individually, manage them throughout their own personal workflows, but still bring that together into a coherent picture that the CISO or security professional can understand.